Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Barb Pitcock here. Saturday morning, every single Saturday morning. I'm always live on a podcast that I have been doing since 2006. No Guts, No Story. Now, for any of you that don't know, that's the title of my book. And if you don't have the book, I should get you a copy of the book before the new book comes out because this title, No Guts, No Story, is my first probably, I would say, 10 years in my career. And the book actually ends in 2001. And I want to share with you a secret that I learned from my mentor. Today, I'm sharing this not only on my personal page, but all the business pages because it's that important. I truly believe if you learn this secret, it could completely change the trajectory of your entire life. Whether you're in business with me or not, whether we're friends or not, maybe you're just catching this replay because someone else shared it on their wall. Take notes. I'm going to share with you a secret that literally took me from cutting hair, bouncing checks for baby formula, having my cars repossessed, laying awake at night worrying about my bills, dropping my kids off at daycare, working two or three businesses, like all the things with so much fear and so much anxiety about finances and the future and so much worry that one day I learned this secret and I'm telling you just like that my life changed more in 93 days than it had changed in the first 23 years of my life. And I would attribute the majority of it to this. This, and obviously a much higher power, but that higher power goes into action when you go into action. And I want to just tell you something to jot down. Every single thought is a prayer, and every single prayer will be answered. Maybe not in your timing, but it will be answered. And our thoughts are things. That's why you got to be careful who you talk to. Be careful what you let get in your brain. Guard your mind like a prison gate is in front of it. And know that what you think about, you absolutely will become, good or bad. You will attract every single bit of it. And where I'm at right now in my life, even where I was at in the middle of failures, was always the sum of my thoughts. And at first, I had a hard time taking responsibility for that. My mentor gave me a CD and some audio cassettes. If I opened this bottom door, you guys would laugh and it would date me, but it is literally probably 75 albums, Earl Nightingale audio cassette albums. In fact, I'll show you guys. I used to pay $75 a month to get these albums, which today I have to go get an audio cassette to even listen to them. But, let's just grab a few. Let's just grab a few. 1996, I'm paying $100 a month to listen to these audio cassettes. Success, The Psychology of Success by Brian Tracy. Zig Ziglar, You Are a Natural Champion. The Science of Self-Confidence, Brian Tracy. I mean, it's packed. It is packed full, probably $1,000 worth of audio cassettes just in the first 10. You guys got to realize I was a bankrupt beautician. My husband was a busted up bull rider. And I'm telling you this not to impress you, but to impress upon you I have spent a fortune on my personal development, and I am the sum today of my thoughts and the action that I took. So no matter what you're doing in life, if you're a teacher, you're a preacher, you just want to be a mom, that's probably the just want to be a mom makes me so angry when people say that because that is the most important job you have. If that is your goal, that is happiness. That is success. But the secret, the strangest secret by Earl Nightingale was just one little audio cassette, one little CD. Dave and I ordered them in mass amounts and handed them to every new person on our team. And this is what it said. I wrote a few notes this morning. It said, Dr. Albert Schweitzer studied and found this strange phenomenon Don't be offended, guys. This isn't me. This is Earl Nightingale saying this. Men don't think. Now, you got to imagine back when that was recorded, women weren't really working. So today it would probably be men and women. But what he said was men simply don't think. We're in an era where we have more opportunity than we ever dreamed of. We live in America, the land of the free, the home of the brave, free enterprise. We can do anything we want. Abundant opportunity is all around us. But if you took 100 men or women and you took all of them at age 25, they have dreams, they have goals, they're excited about their future, they're probably dating, meeting the love of their life, their frequency is high, they're excited. And if you looked at the age of 65, this is the statistics 50 years ago. It's way different today, way different opportunity, internet, social media, all the things. But here's the statistics still today. Out of 100 of you, at the age of 65, one will be rich, four will be financially independent, five will still be working at age 65, 54 will be completely broke. So, why so many fail? That's my question. I mean, if you're in this group or you're on my page and you're watching this is as important as your health. This is as important as anything else. What is it? It's our mind. The Strangest Secret by Earl Nightingale says we become what we think about most of the time. Now, I'm going to say that again. I'm a fast talker, so I'm going to say this again. We become what we think about most of the time. So, what is success? If there's a difference in failure and success, what is success? Success is defined as the realization of a worthwhile dream. The realization of a worthwhile dream. That means even if I'm struggling, even if I'm working morning until night, even if I'm not sleeping and I'm completely obsessed and I'm grinding and I'm just like completely out of balance with like all work and no play. And like, I've been there lately, but you know what? It's success. It's the realization of a worthwhile dream because I've thought about it. We become what we think about most of the time. And I've dreamt this very day that we're at today for many, many years. And I've never stopped dreaming it. Even when there was opposition, even when there was failure, even when there was naysayers, even if someone was writing negative articles about me, suing me, trying to stop me, blasting me on social media. It never mattered, guys. I was focused on a worthwhile dream, something that I had inside of me. I don't think dreams get inside of you by accident. Man Search for Himself is a great title of a book, an audio. Go look it up. Man Search for Himself shows the difference in courage and conformity. And the reason why only one becomes rich and four become financially independent and the other 95 are average is because conformity. People conform and do whatever everybody else wants. If you put a ship in the harbor and you didn't have a captain and you didn't have a navigation system and you didn't have a compass and there wasn't a computer and there wasn't the fuel, the ship would probably wreck, sink, or end up abandoned somewhere, where it ran into some beach. It wouldn't just go from point A to point B. So why do we think at age 18, 20, 25 that we can just get out of school, get married, and success is just going to attack us? It's not. Most people don't even plan to fail. They fail to have a plan. Now, I'm a planner. Not only am I a planner, I am a time crazy person. The most annoying thing to me. Do not waste my time. I have so many things to do, so many things to accomplish. Don't say you're going to be somewhere and then change the plan on me. Like, don't let me book a date on my calendar and then cancel on me, right? Because time is gold. Time is the one thing that none of us are ever going to get back. So every day, all day, I literally plan out every single minute of every day, even to the point of like, take a break, go on a drive with my husband. Like yesterday, literally in the middle of a Zoom, my daughter Brooklyn and I had planned to go to the cemetery and plant some tulips. And I'm literally on the Zoom because one went over driving and taking care of business in the middle of the Zoom, because time is not going to come back. It's going away. Every day it's going away. If you don't have a deadline, you don't have a focus, you don't have a plan, you don't have a list, things just have a tendency to not get done. In life, things have a tendency to not happen. I am a make things happen type of girl, and I want to encourage you to be a make things happen type of man, woman, boy, girl, whatever you are. I want you to have this secret. The real secret to success is the achievement of a worthy idea that we're working towards every single day. There's going to be opposition, we're going to fail, and we're going to celebrate those failures, because every time we fail, we're going to get that much closer to winning. It's all about the way that we react, it's the way we think about it. A salesman is the world's highest paid occupation. The whole world needs them. And if you slow down to protect the weakest link, you're not going to succeed. Success loves speed. I want you to think of a convoy. And a convoy, my dad was a truck driver. My mom and dad had a food distribution business. It was called Dairy World. And yep, my dad was a milkman. Not a joke. He really was. And my mom and dad both had semis. And so I was the oldest of five. And, we had goals every day. We had things that we had to accomplish every day. We had a lot of responsibility, where I got my incredible work ethic, right? There was no sitting down. I mean, I was 12 years old and there was four little kids. There was laundry, there was food, there was dishes, there was, all the things, yards to mow. There was no mom and dad there. I was the mom, and my little sister was my helper, right? And so we grew up with a work ethic of just, you got to get things done because they're not going to get done on themselves. And what we would think about is, if we get all of this done, we can take the kids and walk to the pool. If we get all of this done, we could all sit down and watch a movie, right? So growing up at a very young age, it was set a goal, accomplish the goal, celebrate the goal. Set a goal, accomplish the goal, celebrate the goal. It's just on and on and on and on. And you guys, this becomes a perpetual wheel. And in sales, it's a perpetual money making machine. But you've got to get in motion. You've got to get in motion. And maybe sales is not your thing. Maybe you want to have 5 children, become a grandma, be the best cookie baker, read them stories. Like, I love that. Like, that is my love language. But what's my vehicle to be able to be with my grandkids every day, have a vacation home right next door, be able to sit down with them and read books and look at their homework and go to, my grandson's playing a ball game right now. They live 1,500 miles away. If Jetty scores a touchdown, which I witnessed last week, I want to be there screaming and clapping. Like, what is your picture that you see that you want to achieve? If you slow down because everyone around you slows down, it's like the convoy. My dad being a truck driver, if there was a bunch of trucks and someone up front slowed down, the whole convoy slowed down. And back in the day, we had a CBD, be like breaker, breaker 19, right? How many of you guys remember? I'm dating myself here. But we had a big bass in our kitchen, so I could hear all the truck drivers talking. Probably not the best for a 12-year-old girl, but I would hear my dad. He would say, breaker, breaker 19, this is white magic. We got us a convoy. And you wouldn't call yourself white magic in this day and age, but back then it was because he delivered milk and milk would make us grow, right? 30 years later, whole different definition if you ask somebody about white magic, right? But I remember my dad saying, we got a bear in the air, which would mean like there was a cop up there or whatever. And they all went on this system of how they were driving, where they were stopping, when they were getting fuel. And I would listen to this communication and I would learn it. And then I would pick it up. And pretty soon I would be on there, and I would be asking them, when are you coming to the house, or this is the base. And, we all learned the system. That system was the communication. That system was the time management. That system was the speed and the rate that they went. And we conformed to everyone else that was on the CB. We believed what they said. We did what they said to do. And you are no different. Think of people that go and join the military. Why do people join the military? Because it's their dream, or because someone said they should. They grew up, grandpa did it, dad did it, they decided they would do it. Why do people become entrepreneurs? Grandpa did it, dad did it, mom did it, I did it. It's just what we learned. Why do people go to college? Grandpa did it, mom did it, dad did it, I should do it. Same sorority, same school, same colors, same, idea of business. And what I want to say to you guys is none of that is bad. But you have to understand, luck does not have anything to do with success. Doubt creates a stop program and fear that makes you not move forward. And conforming is because somebody said it and everyone else took it as truth. Stop conforming to be like everybody else. We learn to read when we're 7 or 8. We are usually making a living by the time we're 25. And most people at age 65 have not learned how to become financially independent. Like what is the bottleneck? Because opportunity is there, guys. It's everywhere around us. What is it? Well, Earl Nightingale says that our lives are shaped by circumstances that we react to. Why do you work? Ask 20 people, why do you work? 1 out of 20 in a study knew why they worked. 19 said, because everybody works. I mean, I have no idea. Doesn't everybody work? Who succeeds? Who really succeeds? Success is the person that achieves that worthy ideal that they thought, this is what my life is going to be. It doesn't have to do with money. It really doesn't. You take a salesman or somebody working at a gas station. Whatever they're doing, they made a deliberate decision. This is what I'm going to do. And there's really no competition out there. It's us that makes competition. I have no competition, zero competition. I am the best. I will be the best. I will crush my goals. I know what I'm doing. I will have success. I can see it. I can feel it. I'm attracting it. It's coming. There is no chance of failure, even if you have a setback, when you decide that you are going to succeed. And what makes that happen, guys? Well, a philosopher's disagreement is that it's luck. I'm going to say luck has nothing to do with it, right? I wrote down a few things that I would say shaped my life to become incredibly successful with a ton of opposition, so much adversity, many setbacks and failures. This was it every single day. This was the secret. Earl Nightingale, you will become what you think about most of the time. And the problem is what he said at the beginning of this training, we just don't think. We react. We just don't think. Mark 9:23. Write this down. This is straight out of the Bible. All things are possible to him who believes. All things are possible. Not some things, not a few things, not a thing. All things are possible to him who believes. And I will tell you guys, this week has been very surreal to me. How things are lining up. It's almost as if there is a guardian angel just moving the checkers to make me win, moving the chess to make me win, moving the dot to dot to make the big picture. Like, however I could explain this to you, it's not me. It is absolutely not me. But success loves speed, and it's going at a rate that I cannot even fathom right now. So many people having so much success, inspiring so many people to have so much success. Like, it's unreal, the movement that is happening right now. And do you know what it is? It's the achievement of a worthy idea and an affirmation that was written on an index card that was looked at every single day for years, that was destroyed and rebuilt and destroyed and rebuilt and destroyed and rebuilt to teach me so much wisdom, to help me get the strength and conditioning, to never give up, to know I will become what I think about most of the time. Now, are there going to be times where you have grief? Absolutely. I have no eyelashes left on my eyes today because I cried so hard 2 days ago. I don't think I've ever cried that hard in my life that I remember. It was a sad day 2 days ago. But do you know why it was so sad for me? Because I was witnessing something that gives me the very passion and purpose to work and do the things that I do every single day. And do you know what I'm attracting? I'm attracting all the people that have the same story, that say, we have the same passion, we have the same purpose. Let's lock arms, let's go. This is amazing. Instead of listening to all the people that were doubting me, listening to all the people that thought I was crazy, believing all the people that said it can't be done, that never happens, you're crazy, the economy's down, the industry is broken, nobody wants to join a company like that. Like, I look back, you guys, and for this very day, the thing that worked every single day is that I would become what I would think about most of the time. And I saw it before it ever happened. And I'm telling you guys this because I want to see it and know that it's going to happen. You know what's the greatest things in life? All the things that are free. Some people might argue. I mean, we're born, air is free. Most valuable thing that we have. Family is free. Most valuable thing that we have. Our mind is free. Ask somebody who doesn't have that and ask them what's the most valuable thing we have. It's not the house, not the car, not the Rolex, not the fur coat, not all the things that you paid for. You can build a house, it can burn to the ground. You can create a business, it can be destroyed. You can get a brand new car, it can be wrecked and totaled. But all of those things cost money. The things that are the most value are the things that are free, and they're all around us. It's the idea that you had in the shower that you never wrote down. And then you see, oh, somebody else took my idea. No, they didn't take your idea. God put the idea in your heart. You didn't take action, right? And that's the bottleneck of success. We have fear or we doubt ourselves and we don't take action. Most of us are working on about 10% of our full potential. 10%, guys. And when I say this, you've had things that would give you purpose, but you were like, well, I could never do that. You have things in your belly that stir you up that are your passion, but you don't think you have the resources. You don't think you have the manpower. You don't think you have the right connections. You're too old. You don't have anybody that could, help you get started. You don't have the funding, whatever it is. Here's the thing, that goal wouldn't be in your heart if it couldn't happen. And God's lining up the resources every day, putting the people right next to you, offering you the opportunity. It's your own self doubt, it's your own low confidence that stops you. If you look around your community, your circle of influence at church, people you're around in the gym, the conversations you have all day long by text, if you see it for what it really is, that's where the conformity is happening. You're either becoming part of a gossip group or you're coming a part of a mastermind group. You're becoming a part of a bunch of people that say the economy is bad. Or if you saw what I saw in Las Vegas this week with this Super Bowl all around us, there was no lack of money going on. I mean, 6,000 for a nosebleed seat and it's completely sold out. Private jets, limousines, like don't tell me there's not enough money in the world. It's like oxygen. It's everywhere. Who gets the money? Who gets the freedom? Who achieves that kind of lifestyle? The people that go after it and bring value. And if sales is the number one way for people to become successful, then why would we not use our minds? Why would we not co create? Why would we not come together and say, let's do something that nobody else has ever done before and take something to the world that's so much value and have impact on so many people's lives and change the trajectory, like change the narrative, guys. I'm going to challenge you. We just finished a 21-day mindset challenge with Dave, but I'm going to challenge you to do something for 30 days that's in the Earl Nightingale. Go look it up right when we get done here, because I'm not Earl Nightingale. I can't talk all one tone like he does and get in your brain. But if you go look it up, Earl Nightingale, The Strange Secret on YouTube, it's free. It's the most important secret I ever learned. And in there, it says for 30 days, I want you to understand there is action and then there is reaction, right? And it's all about our mind, 100% about our mind. So as you believe, so shall it be done unto you. Let me say that again. As you believe, so shall it be done unto you. So if you believe, I will be successful, I am worthy, I am going to experience abundance, I am healthy, I will bring value, I will be loved, like as you believe, so shall it be done unto you, right? That's pretty much written in stone. So you take your mind and you have all the things you sow, all the things you reap. What you say comes back to you. Okay? You want everybody to talk about you? Keep talking about people. You want to have a amazing harvest and all good things come to you? Plant the seeds of all good, love, all the time. I mean, all the time. Not when you feel like it, but all the time. Even the people who do you wrong, even the people who slander you, cheat on you, steal from you, lie to you, hurt you, break you, do everything they can to destroy you, don't stoop to the level. I mean, there's free food in the dumpster. Dave says it all the time. Free food in the dumpster, not worth the reputation, right? So guard your heart and your mind with everything that you're worth and find the good in everyone. Forgive them all. Doesn't mean you have to not have boundaries, doesn't mean you have to allow them to do you wrong. Just forgive them all and know that if God allowed it, nothing, no weapon formed against you, nothing can stop you from your destiny. It's to create a detour. It's for you to have a connection. It's for you to meet someone that's going to lead you in this dot to dot where all these guardian angels, as I see it, I mean, I don't know what it is. Is it the universe? Is it a guardian angel? Is it the Lord? Like, I believe it's the Lord, and I believe angels orchestrate every single thing in life. That's why when you speak it, you believe it, you start to achieve it. Like if you ask and you believe, you're going to act like it's already done. And faith without a risk is an absolute contradiction. Write that down. That's Dave Pitcock saying. Faith without a risk is an absolute contradiction. So, no matter what your spiritual beliefs are, I mean, I'm not trying to push my religion on anyone. This just works for me. When I act according to it already being done, it's as if the empire is already built. It's as if thousands of people are already following. It's as if all the lives have already been changed. I believe and I act like what I expect to become long before it ever happens. Sometimes it really annoys even my kids and family because it's just so annoying that I'm that positive about everything. But success is not a result of money, guys. Not at all. That's a myth. Money is a result of success. So, how do we get success? If I went to the wood stove or my fireplace and said, give me heat, and I didn't put any wood in it, I would be freezing. I wouldn't get heat. That is not going to happen. If I went to my car and said, run, and didn't give it any gas, it's not going to run. So we build, we work, we dream, we create, we do all these things, and then abundance comes. But there's a mutual exchange in service, right? The value you bring to the marketplace. I don't care if you have a job, you're the lowest man on the totem pole, you go early, you stay late, you clean the toilets, you dust the desk, you do the windows, you wipe down the front door, you roll out the carpet, you sweep the entrance. Pretty soon, you're going to have the top position because you bring more value than the guy at the top position that just expects, right? So what you bring, you will get. It's the laws of the universe. What goes up must come down. What value you bring will come back to you. Maybe not today, but someday. You can trace back to your childhood what your beliefs are. There was a time in my life I wasn't this girl. I believed I wasn't worth it. I believed I was an ugly little redhead with freckles. I never got picked to go with mom and dad. I always had to stay home, do all the work, watch the kids, do the laundry, mow the yard. I literally would be like, they hate me. Like I would say that all the time. And I hated them. Growing up was not a good relationship with me and my mom. I did not feel worthy. I did not feel valued. I did not feel appreciated. I did not feel loved. And because of that, I believed certain things would happen bad. So in a relationship, I would expect bad things, right? It was my own thinking that made it so. You know, you might attract different people into your life, but you don't have to entertain all of them. You get to choose. You're not a tree. You can move. You don't have to stay in a job. You don't have to stay in a relationship. One day, I literally sat down and looked at my life and the way that it was going, and I created such a plot twist that was such a risk, but all of the rewards. Because one day I said, I am more, I can be more, I can have more, I can do more, and I don't have to take this anymore. Some of you have to change your thinking about yourself. We become what we think about most of the time. How do you see yourself? What do you think of yourself? How do you treat yourself? How do you talk to yourself? What do you feed yourself? How do you dress yourself? Do you drink enough water? Do you move your body? Or do you just say, it ain't even worth it? This is the way my ancestors were. This is the way my mom was. This is the way I'm going to be. Probably going to get blah, blah, blah. Like you speak it all into fruition. So, how we think is how we live. The clothes we wear, the money we make, the house we live in, the kids we raise, the things they do. Even when you can't control your kids and they're going down a wrong path, you have to say it, believe it, pray it, manifest it. Everything works out for good. Even when it's not working out for good, you have to find the good and create the narrative to where everything serves you all the time. Because your father, this championship bloodline that we're all in, we all came from the same, right? We were all created absolutely equal. We all have the exact same bloodline. And then we conformed to whatever people put up here, whatever they put up there. Get the complainers out. You know, birds of a feather flock together. Get some new friends. When you think about how you could really change your entire perspective and reality in 2024, if sales is the highest paid profession in the world, I don't want you to think, how can I take care of a customer? How can I bring value? I want you to say, how can I amaze them to the point that I bring so much value and so much impact that it creates an earthquake? Like it literally creates a ripple effect because it's necessary, guys. There's so much noise out there. There's so much negative out there. There's so much bad out there. There's so much fear and hate and bullying and everybody divided. Who's right? Who's wrong? All of the judgmental people. I'm telling you guys, get yourself in a space where you say, the strangest secret is that I become what I think about all of the time. And for 30 days, I want you to go get yourself a little sheet of paper. And I want you to do what I did because I'm amazed how it worked. And I just want to tell you guys, everyone that knows what I wrote down is amazed at how it worked. And everyone that knows me is looking at me like, I can't even believe how this is working. And you guys, it all started with a thought. I had people next to me lined up 7 months ago. These are the ones, these are the ones. We're going to build it. Oh my gosh. I look around today. True story. Write this down. This is the absolute truth that's going to blow your mind. 3 of my original list on my team, 3 out of 10 caught the vision. 3 out of 10. The number one person I thought, not saying that they're not coming, because everybody's coming eventually, right? But they're not the ones right now. I love them. I encourage them. I believe in them. Maybe they're just not the ones that are supposed to be in alignment with me. Stop taking things personal. Stop looking in the mirror saying, what if I don't make it? What if I don't succeed? It's happening for everyone else. I'm falling behind. I can't pay my bills. I'm overweight. I'm unhealthy. I'm not attractive. I'm too old. Stop all the self talk that's negative, guys. And this is what I want you to do. Write it down how you want it to happen and say it every single day. A year ago, I said, I don't know how it's going to happen. All I know is it's going to happen. I said, this is going to be the biggest movement I've ever created. I said, I'm going to take over the entire warehouse. And you guys, that was pretty boastful, because the warehouse where I had a few little products houses the biggest companies in the entire industry. I said, I don't know who's coming, but I know they're going to come. I said, I am worthy. This company will be blessed. There's going to be crazy abundance. Products are going to change people's lives. It's going to be a movement. It's going to be a household name. Everyone is getting in. I don't know where they're coming from. They're just coming. How it's going to happen is none of my business. I said these things and we didn't even have a product, you guys. And that was in January, a year, not this January, a year before that. I believed, as a man thinketh, think of it, you guys. I want you to believe in your goals and dreams. Now, a month later, I had the most traumatic thing that's ever happened in my life stop me dead in my tracks. There was a delay for 45 days of the most painful days I had ever experienced as a mom. There was another delay. I mean, what was gonna happen 12 months ago is just now happening. January 6th, we said 8 weeks. 8 weeks came and went. 8 months came and went. See, you've got to have patience and you've got to stay focused on your dreams and goals. You can't let anything stop you. If your entire team quit, you would go do it all again. Do you know why? Because you made a commitment, because the dream was so big, none of the facts count. You looked at your grandkids and you said, this is what I'm going to do. You looked at your husband, you said, this is what I'm going to do. You looked at your children and said, you're going to be amazed. And you're not. Even if you quit on yourself for a minute, you're never going to let them down. That's the kind of dream I'm talking about, you guys. We are creating an onboarding system for a company that's unbelievable. But you know what? Without a dream and a burning desire for its achievement, the how it's will never work, because the why will never be big enough for anyone to take action. And even if they do, the first sign of rejection, the first sign of somebody saying no, the first sign of, oh, it didn't work for me, or a back order, or I don't like it, or whatever, will stop. It will stop the convoy, right? So success loves speed. And when this convoy gets going, it takes leadership thinking. It takes people all saying the same thing. We will be great. We will explode. We will all win. We will change lives. We will have an impact on mental health as far as my dreams and goals go. I don't know what your dreams and goals are. I will be the reason that's the difference maker, even if it's for just one. And I will keep thinking, I'm going to make a difference for one every single day, no matter how tired, no matter when I lose my voice, no matter when I miss a meal. Yesterday, I missed a wedding planning lunch with my sisters. I was on Zoom the entire lunch. I don't even know why I went to the lunch, but I want to tell you guys something. It takes sacrifice. Sometimes you don't get what you want. It doesn't just happen right away. You've got to be all in, obsessed and focused and knowing, beginning with the end in mind, seeing your name in the lights, because the strangest secret is you will become what you think about most of the time. And some of you think negative thoughts. Some of you compare yourselves. Some of you doubt that you really will make more money than you've ever made in your life. Some of you say, I don't even know if this will work for me. And you know what? Whatever you think, write this down. You're 100% right. You're 100% right. It won't work for you. You won't make it. It will not happen if that's what you think. And only you can change what you think. You've got the greatest mentors leading. Our leadership team of visionaries is stacked. Like, I am in amazement of the leadership that we have aligned with and the value that they bring, the wisdom, the experience, the years. Some of them are half my age, but they're still powerhouses, right? Here's the thing that I know. A great mentor can't even help you if you don't change your thinking. And I know there will be a lot of casualties. That's the part that really bothers me. That's why I want to scream this right now. You don't have to be a casualty. This doesn't have to be one more dream that you had that didn't work out for you. The difference in the people that succeed and become the 5 out of 100 and the ones that maybe have a little bit of success, but they're average at most. You know what the difference is? Their habits and what they're thinking about every single day. And my personal goal is to have more people experience that financial freedom than anything I've ever done before. So I could come in this group and talk to you about a life-changing product. I could come in this group and tell you what I'm selling. I could come in this group and probably sell more than I've ever sold in my life, but I'm not trying to sell you a product right now. I'm trying to sell you on the vision that you in there, can be the number one leader of your pack. You can be the one that blows everyone else's sales away. Like, you could do it. The reason you're not is that your thinking makes it so. You're afraid to even spend the money to buy the product because you don't believe. You don't believe you could make any money. You're afraid to go to the event or to get anything to give out as samples because you're like, well, I can't risk that because, this is my budget. Faith without risk is a contradiction. And your thinking that you're going to fail already has you beat, right? So, the most important thing that we do as leaders, as mentors, as trainers, as visionaries that are bringing a whole entire army movement of people is that every day we sow in their mind, you can be, you can do, you can have, you are enough, you can win. We are going to do this. We are all going to have that success. I can't guarantee it. I can't guarantee it. I'll get in trouble if I do. But here's what I know. If Dave and I could show you guys some pictures. If I had my book handy, I could show you guys. Oh, here it is. I have Dave's mom's copy right here. So sweet. And she gave it to her mom. And look, they earmarked all their favorite parts of me and Dave's story. And they lived the story. But I want you to see something here. Want to see our first house? There it is. Little cabin in Cody, Wyoming. Trailer houses, cabins. I mean, this is us at our first meeting. See them t-shirts? T-shirts and jeans. T-shirts and jeans. They said, if you believe it, you will achieve it. Pretty good mentor. Then it said, I believe it. And it had PMG because Pitcock Marketing Group was the name of our team. And you know what, guys? We were probably least likely to succeed. Bankrupt, beautician, bull rider, 2 babies, 1 on the way, double stroller, no money even for the toll booth. You know why we did win? Les Brown was at convention, 1996, sitting there in 1996. Here he is on the stage. I'm up in the nosebleed section. I have on a rotten sundress. Dave has on blue jeans and a bolero. Yes, Carla Berry, you were there. Carla Berry was on stage. They owned hotels. They were millionaires. They had a riding vacuum for their house in Scottsdale. She taught me how to dress, took me and said, you need to get a St. John suit. You guys, a St. John suit was $2,000. There was no way I was ever spending $2,000 on a suit. I had a rotten sundress from Anthony's. That was the name of the little department store. And my mom worked there part-time and got a discount, right? I ended up buying multiple St. John suits. Why? Les Brown was on the stage and he did his famous speech. Go look it up. It's not over until I win. And I was crying and crying, like snot choking, coughing, crying. When you're crying to where you're going, right? That was me up in the nosebleed section. But something he said literally stirred me up. And I looked down there. I said, I'm going to go get my picture with Carla Berry. I'm going to go get my picture with Jody. I'm going to go get my picture with Colleen. I'm going to go get my picture with Kevin. Like, I got around these people. Kurt Viennekamp was there, who's a great friend of ours and has been in business with us now for 30 years. But I wanted what they had. They had made $60,000 in 6 months, and I was bouncing checks for $7 formula, right? And I remember looking at these people saying, if they could do it, Dave, surely you and I could do it. Let's just figure it out. And like the ship that's leaving the harbor, like the carpenter that has the plans, we got a plan. But not only did we get a plan, we believed because we met them. They said, you can do it. Let's go. See you at the next event. We became students. We started to work like they worked. We started to call like they called. We started to do all the activity, the daily method of operation that they were doing. You guys, I was a witness in a hotel room this week of 2 of the greatest social sellers I've ever met in my life. And do you know what? Success doesn't attack them either. They don't just make a post and money comes in. They were on the phone. If they were going to the bathroom, they were voicing a text to someone. If they were in a restaurant, they were responding to a message. They were zooming and zooming and zooming and calling and texting. We were in the same hotel. I saw them long enough to say goodbye and at dinner. They never stopped working. We were there for a convention, never made it to the convention because the timing of a business happened that literally exploded. And you guys, when there's value and you can bring it and timing lines up and a product line where you could be in sales and amaze people, like there's just times in your life where you might not want to have all the balance. Like you might want to take massive and immediate action. You might want to get out of your comfort zone and do things like you've never done them before. And you might want to be teachable and coachable and open-minded to the opportunity because there's 4,000 people in just one of the groups I'm streaming in. Today, I'm streaming on my wall, this group, that group, YouTube, LinkedIn, Instagram, everywhere. I don't want anybody to miss this. Like, I'm literally afraid for my own family that I haven't even had time to call yet. I have not even been able to make the phone calls I need to make. But because I wrote something down and I believed it would happen, and I thought about it every single day, and I planted the seeds for the harvest, and I didn't give up when there was adversity, and I kept my frequency at an all high, all love, all forgiveness, all focused, no matter what. I'm winning, guys, and you're winning. And it's something that you've been conditioned for a really long time, a really long time. And the only people that aren't going to win are the people that just miss it. You try an amazing product, you're going to win. You share an amazing product, you're going to win. You want to make a little bit, you're going to win a little. You want to make a lot, share with a lot. I mean, you have opportunity all around you, everywhere around you. You just don't take action because it's uncomfortable, or what someone told you, or how you've conformed to be in your little clique that's like a cult. Like you just can't get out of it, to get around the people that want to help you to be more, do more, have more, achieve more, live more, give more. You know what? My dream on my wall doesn't have anything to do with a company. The company, the opportunity, the product, the business is something that came in alignment to get me to the dream. Yes, the dream is to build an organization, a team, a product, whatever. But the real dream, guys, it's a movement, it's a campus, it's a center, it's a charity. Like, it's so much bigger than a rank. It's so much bigger than selling a product. And when you really get your chief aim in life, it's your purpose, it's the impact that you're going to leave. I attended a funeral this week of, and I'm not going to cry. I'm not going to cry. I've cried all week. I'm not going to cry. Of a little girl that was a tiny dancer. You know, she was a little girl. I think when I first started teaching dance, she was like around 3. And later, she became a beautiful dancer. And then I had children, and they were dancers. And when she was a teenager, she became a dance teacher. And she inspired my little girls to do more on the stage than they she picked the best songs for them, cut the music. I mean, I can remember every dance Callie and Brooklyn ever did that she picked, people would be like, wow, where did you find that song? Amazing. How did you do it? Like, she knew Callie was a little sassy, and Callie was, always the outgoing, the facials. Like, Callie was just sass. And Brooklyn was deep, emotional, lyrical, like Callie was too. But their strengths, this teacher, she could find it, pull it out of them, and just, oh my gosh, they would crush it. She was the best. She was amazingly talented. And things in life happen that cause us to have dreams and goals because it's our gifts. When I decided to create an entity in this business, I sold 2 dance schools. And I had built these dance schools since I was 16. I started teaching when I was 16 because my instructor moved and I took over all her students. But when Callie was a sophomore and Brooklyn was a senior, they were like, we don't want to take over dance schools. Like, Callie wanted to go to college, and Brooklyn was like, Brooklyn want to be like Jessica Alba and start one on the streets for all the kids in, inner city, and do hip hop. But she definitely didn't want to run a school and put up with all the moms, right? Because that was the hardest part of owning a dance school, if I'm being honest. But this young girl, she said, I'll take over the one in Great Bend. I had 112 students there. So she bought my studio and she exploded it. Like, she's just been so successful since 2012 when she bought it. So, a decade, impacted so many little girls. But things happen in life that cause us to stop, cause us to question ourselves, our environment, our habits, what we conform to, the beliefs that we start to believe, substances, trauma, PTSD, grief, depression. I'm not sure what happened, but something happened. And this young girl lost her daddy a year ago. Um, Dave and I lost his mom a year ago. You know, it's grief. It's real. You're gonna have times in life that suck. And you're gonna have times in life that are very painful. You're gonna have times in life that make you have fear, make you have anger, make you feel like you've been betrayed. I'm not sure what happened. But mental health is a real deal right now, guys. It's a real deal. Um, Yesterday I was talking to Chance and my future daughter-in-law Daisy, and like a girl that does 4 million a month is on a Zoom, and you know, they're on the phone with a friend that's been in the industry for 10 years that's like, tell me what you're doing. I mean, Chance looks at Daisy and goes, it's amazing how everyone is so drawn to this, and all Barb's talking about is mental health. Well, I want to tell you guys something. Whatever's your purpose, whatever's your passion, is what people are going to be drawn to. You don't have to have my story. Maybe you don't have my story. You know, Dave lost his only brother to suicide. My dad lost his only brother to suicide. I hate it. I want to help it. I don't want people to be sad. I don't want people to give up. A temporary situation that causes a permanent decision for everyone involved that loves them because of their brain. That's the truth. It's because of their brain. It's addiction and mental health and depression. And for years, my son started a nonprofit clothing line over it. Like, I wrote a book, Dave wrote a book. Like, it's always been our passion. But it never was a passion and a purpose like it is right now. Whenever you fear that you might lose a child to it, you'll become a lot more passionate. You don't have to have a mental health issue to experience a benefit from the product line that we created. You don't. There's so many benefits to the amazing dream that we're bringing to fruition. But I want to tell you, 2 days ago, I sat in a church filled with 110 little girls current and 10 years of students, mourning the loss of a mentor, mourning the loss of a sister and a daughter and a friend and a classmate. And it literally shook me to my core. Like, I wanted to go get on the top of the courthouse and ring the bell and scream, like, wake up! Like, everybody just wake up and look around you right now at all of the people that need hope and ask yourself, what is the secret? The secret is everybody's becoming what we're thinking about most of the time. And there's not a lot of people out there peddling hope. And there's not a lot of people calling it like it is. Don't judge them and talk about them when they fall. Why don't we pray for them before we discuss them? Why don't we ask, are you okay? Is there something I could do for you? Could I help you? Would you like to come over, instead of, I don't want them over here. I'm not like why don't we break down the wall of all of these people who are looking for hope in all the wrong places? And what if we could be a difference maker? What if you could make impact? What if you could bring hope? What if you could start the ripple effect to help everybody understand that if we could change our thinking, we could literally manifest all of our dreams, and we wouldn't ever have to think about giving up? Do you know what the truth is? You can make that difference. You got to get out of your own way. You got to start sharing good news with people. You've got to be aware of all the people around you. You've got to reach out. You've got to sample a good product. You've got to make a phone call. You've got to send a text. You've got to look up and smile instead of just looking down at your phone all the time, right? Give people a hug. Open the door. Compliment them. Be excited for the people that are passing you having more success, or you're never going to have it, right? I'm sorry, I'm going to get off my soapbox. But this is the real Barb Pitcock right now. Guess what, guys? This is not about money to me. This is about a movement changing people's lives, making a difference, creating a ripple effect. And when I heard hundreds of people talking about the impact that that girl made in her short 30 some years, she accomplished more in 30 years than most of us will at 70 or 80. And it's all about the people that she touched, the way she made them feel, the things she did that they will never forget, the laughs, the pictures, you know, the things that she choreographed. My question to you is like, what impact are you going to make? Because when you really dig deep down and you say, what is my purpose? What is my passion? And then you take action on that, the money will come, the resources will be there, the people will align. Every call I get on, I'm like, wow, me and you are like sisters. I don't even know how I attracted you. You guys, that's the laws of the universe. Ask and you will receive. Knock and the door shall be open. Seek and you will find. As a man thinketh, so is he. And you and I are co creating every single thing we have right now because every thought we have is a prayer and every single prayer will be answered. So next time you look in the mirror and say, I'm fat, just remember you're going to get what you say. Next time you look in the mirror and you don't have any money and you're worried about finances, just say, money's coming at me from all directions. I have no idea where it's coming from. I just accept it. And high five yourself and walk out with a bounce in your step and a skip and a smile and just quit being so stuck in the worry, the fear, the defeat, the resentment. I've been betrayed. It's not fair. You know, this is my last story. Little boy playing soccer. He's about to score. He's all the way at the end of the field. He's lined up. He can see it. It's going to go in. He is about to get the ball right into the goal. And someone on the opposite team screams, psych, and distracts him. And they kick the ball. They kick the ball, and he doesn't score. And this is like a huge championship game. And he was mad and he hated them because of what they did. And he couldn't believe that they took that from him and that he, failed and his whole team was relying on him. And he was talking about this inner sense that we all have. Like women especially have a real gut instinct. We usually ignore it. We should not. I never ignore mine. Your sixth sense is telling you what to do. And the little boy in the story said, when I quit blaming them and I didn't blame them, I blamed this inside of them that they wanted to win. Then instead of thinking that they did me wrong, I was like, he's still my friend. He just had this instinct to win and he did what he had to do to win. You guys, everybody's out for themselves. That's the reality, especially in our industry. Nothing is meant to harm you. Don't feel like you have rejection or take anything personally, even people that say bad things about you. They just have fear and they're trying to win. And they don't understand the strangest secret that what you sow, you will reap. And as a man thinketh, so is he. Let the haters hate. Let the naysayers say. Let the bullies be bullies. Let the people plant all those seeds of poison because that's their harvest. That's not yours. But you don't stoop to that level. Anytime I see a young life lost, like I saw this week, it's tragic. It's traumatic. It was very draining. It took a minute for me to get even back to where I was on the Zooms with people showing me this exciting back office and all this growth projection and all this onboarding. And I was like numb. Like I literally I couldn't even get excited about anything. That's because you're human, right? Whatever you get in here, and you're thinking about whatever vibrational frequency that's on, that's where you're going to stay. So you got to change your state in order to change your life. In order to get back to even like point zero, I had to work so hard. I had to pray. I had to read. I had to listen to good stuff. I had to go on a walk with my daughter. I had to look at different things to get different pictures in my head. Like It took a minute. And see, some of you guys, you're looking at everything low, everything sad, everything bad. The news is the common denominator of the automatic income reducer. Like that remote control costs you millions of dollars. Throw it out on the front porch. Just get rid of it until you get there. Then you can go watch it, right? But be careful because what's in here must come out. And we are all programmed human beings. And I love you all. I appreciate you. You follow me, you comment, you share, you send messages. Like, you are the reason I'm showing up here every week. This is free, right? But if none of you take action and none of you get this and none of you win, then I have failed, right? My goal is to make impact, and then it could touch one of you to just make a little bit of difference, that you would write it down for 30 days, avoid the fear, starve the distraction, feed the focus, stay on it for 30 days. If you quit for one day, you got to start back over at zero. But 30 days of this, saying it, the door might have closed. I'm coming back to buy the building. I'm going to be the biggest. I am the best. I'm building an empire. Like, you've got to say these things like you mean it, mean it, mean it. And I'm telling you guys, I got what a friend this week called truth bumps just thinking about it, because as a man thinketh, so is he. And the strangest secret is you will become what you think about most of the time. So change your thoughts, change your results. I can't wait to be cheering you on and seeing all of you win. And I'm super stoked for the next 72 hours to see such a dream come to fruition. And I'm just so grateful for all of you that are a part of it. So I hope you've got some value from today. Please share this on your walls, tag a friend. Um, Nothing is final, no matter how bad it gets, guys. It's a chapter, it's not your lifetime. And all you got to do is get around someone that loves you, believes you, encourages you, and wants to help you win. And if you don't have anybody in your life like that, I'm your girl. Hit me up. I will drag you across that finish line. But you've got to be willing to change your thoughts, because I can't do anything for you if you don't do that. Have a great day. I'll talk to you all soon.